What's up, guys? Mr. Alan C here. I'm so excited. We got the Mazer Pi Raspberry Pi 4 Max starter kit right here. Plus, it includes the 64GB SD card and so much more. You can do so much with these devices. Let's dig in and get this out of the box. The thing these are used for is retro gaming, and a lot of people connect them to their arcade one-up cabinets like this and do a ton of retro gaming on them. Another thing, it does web browsing, of course, and DIY projects. This is the ultimate device. As we open the box, this is what we find inside. We know this model has 4 gigabytes of RAM built in, plus that 64 gigabyte expansion for memory. Take a look. We have various cords here, which we'll go through one at a time in a minute. The power adapter, AC adapter, plugs into the wall. That 64 gigabyte SD card. The Raspberry Pi 4 computer itself. The main thing we need. We got the Model M case for the Raspberry Pi. And what's this little goodie right here? It's a microSD XC. So what this is, it plugs into the USB port on the Raspberry Pi, while the SD card plugs into the other end, and that allows it to make use of the 64 gigabytes. Yes, for techies like myself or gamers, this is what dreams are made of. 2 long HDMI to micro HDMI cords. That's pretty cool. And a quick start guide. This can be your best friend getting started. Here is the unit itself. This thing packs some power, but look how vulnerable it looks. The Model M case. This is going to keep it protected and keep it lasting for a long, long time. To keep it protected, I'm so happy I got this in the kit. Now here's a close look at the Raspberry Pi. Are you guys ready to do a complete setup and get this set up in the case? Let's do it. I've never used this case, and I'm excited to see what it consists of. I see we can pull it open here. There's something tucked away inside. I also see like a miniature fan, as if it's like a desktop PC with a air circulatory fan. Wow, this is high tech. I pop off the second cover to reveal this bag of pieces. And you might be scratching your head wondering, well, how do we get this set up? Well, there's a instruction manual. It's quick, easy. I mean, look how thin this is. Only a couple of steps, and we're going to go through them. So step 1, install the 4 heat sinks and side covers. So these here are the heat sinks. Here's the side cover. Let's see where they go. So we'll want to take our Raspberry Pi, and we're going to make sure this piece is on the left side and that these are aimed backwards. And now we'll take our side door or side cover and simply slide it into place on that right side. Before we complete this, it will not click in place. It will simply sit there. Let's grab our heat sinks out of the bag. All right, I've laid them out alongside the Raspberry Pi. So we'll remove this sticky piece from the bottom, and this one's going to go over this. This one will go over this one over this, and this one over here. The heat sinks will look like this. We'll make sure that side cover's on there in case it fell off. We'll put it back on and fix the Raspberry Pi to the case. So we'll take the Raspberry Pi, place it inside like so. How's that looking, guys? Looking good so far. Let's move on. At this point, it's sitting loose in this case, but lined up, looking rather neat. So we have these parts over here. We're going to take this piece and install the middle case. So we'll line this up and find a way to click that in place so it looks just like this. We're getting closer to completing the case installation. Our kit included 2 bags right here. One of the 2 bags has this white square with the sticky circular objects in it. That's the one we'll need next. We're going to take these screws and mount this case in place. To do that, we're actually going to flip this case upside down. We'll hold it together while we do it so nothing falls apart. Give us access to where we can install those screws, and we'll do that now. All right, I've set the screws in place, and they're ready to be screwed in there. Let me do all 4. Once all 4 have been screwed into place, we're going to take these off one at a time and place them in these circular spots. They're going to be the little rubber feet on this case. All right, that looks great. If you've made it this far, you are doing an excellent job. For the next step, we'll be sticking the fan to the middle part of the case like so. So we'll need this piece here and this bag of screws. Had I looked in the fan case earlier, I would have seen this included Phillips screwdriver. Let's take the fan, put it sticker side down, and angle the wires to this far right bottom side, as we will be wiring these on here. I'll show you exactly where in a minute. All right, I've placed the screws in position, and we will begin screwing them into place. We won't go too rough, just snug them nicely. And we are mounted into place. So now we'll look at this diagram here, and it's showing the bottom right corner. We're going to put the red wire, and the one next to it to the left, we're going to put the black wire. So I will attempt to do this now. It appeared like it would be difficult, but it was pretty simple. And I'm 6'2" and have giant hands. So if I can do it, I believe you can too. Okay, so they're going to have us put this cover on now. But of course, these wires, we won't want those going in the fan. So I'm going to make sure those go down the side and are tucked away safely before closing the cover. All right, now that those are tucked away safely, let's put the cover on. All right. And we've done a great job, guys. So that'll complete our installation of the case for the Raspberry Pi 4. Next, let's go ahead and take the power adapter out of the box. Looks like it has a super long cord and a nice solid power adapter. So good quality here. It's even got a toggle on that extra long cord to power it on and off. I'm loving that. And the end is a Type-C cable to plug in to the Raspberry Pi. I went ahead, plugged the other end into an outlet. We'll now plug the Type-C cable into the Raspberry Pi here. And I'll flick the switch. So this will be our power on and off. Packaged neatly. How cool is that? And let's get that installed. I'll flip the Raspberry Pi over, and you see I got the micro SD card started in the micro SD card slot. We will push that in, and it is now ready to be booted up. Over here we can see the LED light is illuminated on the Raspberry Pi. So if I go over to the switch and I click it, that light turns off. Click it, it powers back on. Let's connect the HDMI cable to a monitor. Guys, I plugged in a wireless mouse and a wired keyboard for initial setup. It's going to have you set your time zone and select a username and password. All right, so I got the Raspberry Pi connected to my customized arcade 1-up. You can connect it to your monitor, whatever you like, but I followed that initial setup. They had me choose a time zone, choose a username and password, and then connect it to Wi-Fi and do an update. So now we're in the Raspberry Pi system, and from here, possibilities are endless, guys. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.